Deep in the isolated woods of southeastern Ohio lies a relic of the past, an eerie, forgotten tunnel shrouded in mystery and tragedy. This is the story of Moonville Tunnel, where the echoes of history seem to intertwine with the whispers of the supernatural. In the mid-19th century, Ohio was a land of expansion. The railways of Marietta and the Cincinnati Railroad were extending westward, driven by the need for coal to fuel America's Industrial Revolution. Along this remote and treacherous route, the town of Moonville was born, a mining community so small that it never appeared on most maps. Built in 1856, the Moonville Tunnel was a critical passage for trains transporting coal and passengers across the rugged terrain of the Appalachian foothills. The tunnel itself was a simple, unadorned structure, but became famous for its hazardous conditions. Over the years, numerous accidents supposedly claimed the lives of unfortunate workers and passengers. The most notorious of these tales is the story of the brakesman, a lonely figure who is said to have lost his life while trying to stop an oncoming train. His ghost, carrying a lantern, is believed to haunt the tunnel to this day, searching for the train that took his life. There are many variations of this story, as well as other stories of lives lost near the tunnel as well. As the decades passed, Moonville itself faded into history. By the early 20th century, the mines dried up, the railroads shifted their routes, and the town was abandoned. Yet, the tunnel remains to this day. It now stands as a destination for thrill seekers, ghost hunters, and historians alike. The legends of Moonville have only grown over time, with countless reports of ghostly encounters inside the tunnel. Many who visit Moonville Tunnel come away with chilling stories. Strange lights, disembodied voices, and the feeling of being watched are the most common experiences. Paranormal investigators have recorded unexplained phenomena, echoes from the past that defy rational explanation. Some believe that the spirits of those who met their untimely deaths in the tunnel still linger, trapped between this world and the next. These tales are what brought us to Moonville Tunnel to discover the truth for ourselves. Is it really haunted? We started our night just after sunset. There was a short hike to get to the tunnel, but before long, we had made it to our destination. We had come earlier during the day to check it out first, but it had a completely different vibe at night. We weren't even set up when we already had activity. Some of this activity we weren't even aware of at the time. While we were unpacking our gear, we captured what seems to be a voice on the GoPro. We did not hear anything with our ears at the time. We were unsure exactly what it's saying, but it was definitely not from anyone there. Alive anyway. What do you hear? Still in the process of setting up, we were walking near one of the entrances. I noticed there was what looked to be the remains of a fire. I commented on this, and right after I spoke, there was a strange sound.
Someone's made a fire in here.
To us, it almost sounded like a hiss or a deep inhale. Once again, this was something we did not hear with our ears at the time. What do you think it was? Paranormal, or just a sound from the night? At this point, we had no idea we'd caught anything out of the ordinary at all. But this was about to change. We were standing in the middle of the tunnel when we heard this.
You heard that. That was a train.
Clearly from our reaction, we heard this in the moment. It was definitely a train horn. It was even more clear when we heard it at the time. We did some research, and to our knowledge, we found no trains that could have been close by to where we were. So what exactly did we hear? Was it a ghost train? Or something natural? You tell us. After hearing the train horn, we decided to head down to the other end of the tunnel. The trip was much more eventful than expected. We had walked no more than 100 feet in, and we had heard what sounded like footsteps behind us. It was so loud, we actually kept looking behind us, expecting to see someone. No sooner did we start to continue down the tunnel, we heard it again, almost as if someone was running up behind us.
Are you hearing that?
We had a thermal imager we used on our walk. While we didn't see anything on it, it did give us a clear sight down the tunnel. If there would have been anyone there with a heat signature, we would have seen them. There was a few things that we caught on audio that we didn't hear with our ears at the time. The first unexplained sound that we captured was what we could only describe as a whistle. While it is possible it could have been a bird, it was late at night and we never heard any birds or animals the entire time we were there. What do you think? An animal? Or was it someone whistling for the train that we had just recently heard? Shortly after the whistle, we caught another potential voice. Same as the earlier voice we caught, we have no idea what it is saying, if anything at all. The strangest thing is that it was caught on a recorder that was at the beginning of the tunnel. We were nowhere near this location when it was caught, so it couldn't have been us. What do you think it says? Is it even a voice? We continued walking. We could finally see the end of the tunnel. However, we saw something very strange that quickly flashed from the outside of the tunnel. At the time, we thought it could have been heat lightning, but really didn't give it too much thought until reviewing it later. Here it is slowed down. It looked like a small flash. We would expect if it was lightning, it would have lit up more of the area, but this flash seemed to be concentrated in a smaller area. What do you think this could be? We honestly have no idea and would love if anyone could give us some insight on what it could be. We originally went to the Moonville Tunnel to check it out at night, but we had little expectations. The things we heard that night still baffle us and don't know what to make of all of it. We would love to hear your thoughts on everything in the comments. What was the creepiest thing that we caught in your opinion? Should we go back? Overall, we had a great experience. The trail was short and easy to get to. If you happen to be in the Ohio area and are looking for somewhere spooky to visit, we highly recommend you add Moonville Tunnel to your list.